What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to Bruce and Stephanie Comics. My name is Bruce, and today is Monday, August 29th of 2022. It is a very special day in this household today. It is Nate's birthday. He's turning 13 today. Nate is our second oldest son, and he's turning 13. It's amazing. He got his first cell phone. He's downstairs texting his friends and playing on it right now. He's over the moon excited to have his cell phone. But guys, that is the big news for today. It's his birthday. But you guys are not here for that. No, you guys are here for another must-have pickups for this week's upcoming new comic book day, which is August 31st of 2022. And guys, this week is a really weird week in comics. I only have 12 books on my pull list, which we'll get to in just a second. But guys, there's not a lot of really solid, amazing, I am over the moon excited books coming out this week. But don't worry, I did put together my must-have pickups for this week because there's always gonna be books I think you guys have to be picking up based on the story alone, because that's what this video is all about, the story. What's in the guts of the book, you know? The really important things. Not no speculation or anything else. No, we're talking about what are the best stories to be reading in this video right here. Now, if you guys are new to the video, I do want to let you guys know how this video works. First, we're going to go over my pull list. I'm going to show you guys every book that I'm picking up this week. I'm going to show you any new number ones and any books I'm not caught up on. Then after that, we're going to go over my cover lover picks. These are covers that are just so gorgeous that I have to share these with you guys. And after that, we're going to go over my almost top 5. There is one book in the almost top 5 this week. And then after that, we're going to go over my top 5 must-have pickups. Don't worry, guys. There will be timestamps down in the description below in case you want to skip ahead just to the top 5 or the cover letters or maybe even just to the almost top 5. But with all that said, let's go ahead and dive into my pull list. Alright guys, my pull list only has 12 books this week. This is the smallest pull list I think I've had in months, maybe even over a year. So 12 books are coming out this week and I'm pretty excited about a few of them, but overall there's one new number one and only one book that I'm not caught up on because really I just kind of gave up on the series, and that is Last Spot Standing. So that's the only book that's not going to be in this must-have pickups video because it's a dud. Alright guys, with the pull list out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into my cover lover picks. Alright guys, there are 4 books on my cover lover list. The first 2 have been mentioned before on my comic book speculation recommendations video. So let's get those out of the way first because I'm sure most of you guys have seen these covers before. But guys, you cannot skip over these because they're so good. The first one up is going to be for Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood, number 4, the Alexander Lozano variant. Guys, this cover is just so gorgeous and I'm so excited to get this book in my collection and put it in my cover lover box so that way in the future I can just go through and go, oh my god, this cover is so good. And the next one after that is for Power Rangers Unlimited, the Death Ranger number 1, the John Jiang variant, or Jiang variant. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm probably butchering it like I always do, but guys, this cover is just fantastic. I know nothing about the Power Rangers, but I want this book in my collection because it is such a cool freaking book. And there's also the first appearance of the Supernova or Sister Nova. There's the first appearance of some character in this book, but look how cool this cover is. The next 2 covers are both from DC Comics, and the first one up is for Superman War World Apocalypse number 1, done by Steve Beach. And there's also the cover C, which is a distressed version of this, also done by Steve Beach, because, you know, it's just distressed. But guys, this cover is so cool. I am not a huge Superman fan, but man, when you put him in like this 1980s retro kind of movie cover poster, it is just really cool. And I'm super excited to read this story because, I don't know, let's get caught up on Superman. Let's see if they are doing anything cool with him because, you know, I'm just not a big Superman fan, so why not dive back in? And the last and final cover that I want to show you guys is a really cool one. It's for Harley Quinn Annual 2022, the 1 in 25 incentive variant done by Carmine Di Giamencio. I'm probably totally butchering that, but guys, this cover is so cool. Carmine did such a fantastic job with this cover. And on this cover, you will see Solomon Grundy with Harley Quinn, and Solomon Grundy has been a really cool supporting cast member in the Harley Quinn series as of late, so that's just a really cool cover, and it features a really cool character. So, those are my 4 cover lover picks. Let's go ahead and dive into my almost top 5. There is only one book on my almost top 5, and that is DC Saved by the Bell Reeve #1. Now, why did this book make my almost top 5? Because I'm sure some of you guys are rolling your eyes in the back of your head right now being like, Bruce, this book really almost made your must-have pickups, and it really did, because I love the idea of taking a lot of the superheroes from the DC universe, shrinking them down into high school age, and then putting them in the school and seeing what kind of chaos would happen in the school. That is just a really cool idea to me. Now, this book is basically written by various artists and various writers, and I'm super excited for one of the stories. That's right, only one of them, and that is the story written by Peter J. Dasami. Now, he is the guy who wrote the first volume of Super Sons. It was such a great story. He also wrote a lot of the Batman and Robin run. There was just so many good stories he told with younger characters of Damian Wayne and John Kent. So that's why I'm super excited for this book, because of that one and only story. Now, I'm sure some of the other stories are going to be pretty good, but guys, this book is $9.99. It's a $10 book, which is really, really pricey, but I'm still pretty excited about it. So that is my one and only book on my almost top 5. So let's go ahead and dive into my top 5 must-have pickups. Alright guys, sitting in the #5 spot is The Variants #3. Now this is written by Gail Simone and art by Phil Noto. And I do want to say the main reason why this book made this list is the art by Phil Noto. His art is fantastic. I love it. I love when he draws characters from the Marvel Universe. It is just, he just does it better than so many other people. So that is the main reason. The story is okay. Like I said, this is a weird week, guys. So none of these books I'm going to be over the top excited about, except for the last two. I am really excited for those. But in the #5 spot is The Variants. It's a pretty cool story where we see Jessica Jones meeting other versions of herself, and the Purple Man's back in her life somehow. So it's a pretty interesting story so far out over the first 2 issues, but it's okay. It's nothing amazing, but it is in the top 5 must-have pickups for this week, and there is a really cool cover B for this. It's a nice purple background. It's pretty cool, but overall, you should be picking this book up for the artwork because Phil Noto is amazing. All right, guys, let's jump into my #4. So something cool about a week like this, when there's not that many good books, is that I get to talk about books that I never get to talk about because they're not in my must-have pickups because I'm not super duper excited about them. But this book is a very consistent book that I'm about to tell you guys about, and that is We Only Find Them When They're Dead, #13. Now this is written by Al Ewing and art by Simon DeMeo. Now the story is pretty good in this book. It's a little confusing, especially if you read it month to month. I think this will probably be much easier to read in trade because they do a lot of time skipping. So you're jumping from one timeline, then you're jumping 100 years in the future, and then you're jumping to the past. It gets confusing, but overall, the story is pretty good, but the art by Simon DeMeo is so good. Every single month when I open this book up and read it, the artwork is stunning. He is such an amazing artist, and if you like anime, you will definitely like this book because he has an anime type style to his art style. It is just so good. So this is a very consistent book. That's why it's never been on the top 5 must-have pickups, because it's consistent but not great all the time. So that is my #4 book. Let's find out what my #3 book is. Alright guys, the book that's in my #3 spot is making this list because I just love the character. She is new this year, and that is Yara Flor. So I'm talking about Wonder Girl Annual 2022. Now this is written by David Marquez and Joel Jones, and there's a bunch of artists on this book. Now, are annuals usually any good? No, they're not. But I will take any amount of Yara Flor that I can get, especially when Joel Jones writes her, because I think she does a fantastic job with that character. So that is why this book is on this list, because I just love Yara Flor. Let's roll in to my #2 book. Alright guys, we're down to the final 2, and I am super excited about both of these books. And the first one up in the #2 spot is The Magic Order Volume 3, #2. Now this continues to be written by Mark Millar, but the artist on this book is Gigi Cavingo? I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. I probably butcher it like I always do, but guys, do you like magic? Then you should be reading this book. This is really cool, dark, twisted magic. There's always lots of deaths, and they're always gruesome and really cool. The first 2 volumes were amazing, and I cannot wait to see where this volume goes. We had some really cool stuff happening in the beginning of this book, where there were like this baby filled with demons, and his older parents were feeding him dead bugs, and it was just so cool, and they're leading up to some really cool things. So guys, if you guys are not reading this, read it. It's so good. And if you are reading it and you are enjoying it, guys, leave a comment down below. Alright guys, that's enough of me raving about the Magic Order. Let's find out what my #1 book is. Alright guys, the #1 book coming out this week that I'm most excited about is The Sandman Universe Nightmare Country #5. This is written by James Tynan IV and art by Lissandro Estrin and Aaron Campbell. Now if you guys are not reading this book, you are 100% missing out. I've never read any of the previous Sandman stuff. I dived right into this series and it is just so good. But it is helpful if you watch the Sandman show on Netflix. It definitely helps out build out the universe and gives you a little bit more of an understanding. But there's some really cool characters in this. If you like horror books, you will probably like this. It is really good. I don't want to get into the big scale of things, so I really don't understand everything that's going on. But the Corinthian is one of the main players in this. There's also a character called Mr. Agony and Mr. Ecstasy, which are so cool. They are really twisted characters doing some really twisted things, and it's just really cool. I'm really enjoying this book. You guys should be checking this out, especially if you watch the Sandman TV show and you want more in that realm. Guys, pick this series up. It's really good. Alright guys, that is it for my top 5 list. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up. Alright guys, if you guys have made it this far, you've made it to the end of the video. Congratulations, and guys, leave a comment down below letting me know what your top 5 books are, what your cover lover picks. If you guys have an almost top 5, guys, let me know down in the comments. Now, if you do leave a comment and you did watch this far into the video, you guys are legends. Thank you guys so much for supporting Stephanie and I in these videos. You guys watch more, it helps the algorithm and it helps us, so thank you. Now, if you guys are not subscribed, get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notification, and smash that like button. And last but not least, guys, if you guys like to help support this channel just a little bit more, a wee bit more, you guys can become channel members for just $4.99 a month, and that gets you an entry into a chance to win a mystery box at the end of every single month. It's filled with 15 or more comics worth over $50 to you, to say thank you for supporting Stephanie and I and making this channel bigger and better. Now, school starts next week, which I'm really excited about because I will have more time to make these videos. Come over here. Come here. Come here, hurry. Bring it over here. That's right. He will be in school, and my other 2 kids will be in school, and I will have more times to make videos. So I will hopefully have a chance to make those Friday videos I keep talking about. Right, Jack? What grade are you going into? Second grade. Say it out loud.
Second grade.
Yeah, baby. Alright, guys, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end, and I'll catch you guys in the next one in the next 10 seconds, or for my amazing 11 channel members. Alright, guys, have a good one. Peace.
Yeah.